you pissy pissy datey, I'll find for friend and friend. Oh, you pissy pissy datey, I'll find for friend and friend. Pissy datey, pissy pissy datey. Oh, you
pissy pissy datey.
Hello and welcome back to my LP Storytime series where I am telling you my most cringy stories that have happened in my whole life throughout the month of May, 2 a week, Mondays and Wednesdays at 8 PM on this channel. Yeah, as you'll know if you've been following along for the past few, they're all chronological. Also, if you would like to watch other videos where I go behind the scenes of my life and just document day to day, that is on my channel Sprinkle of Chatter, which is linked below. And this here is my book. Please do pre-order it. I'm going to be talking about it a lot between now and June, which is when it comes out. So there you are, that's what's happening there. This story, again, is a story of a date. I have a lot of dating stories because I've been on a lot of dates because you have to kiss a lot of frogs before you find your prince, which hopefully I've done now. This was back in 2015, the summer of, and I had met this guy on a dating app and he had asked me out. And we had a date and it was all right. Like, it wasn't groundbreaking, but it wasn't bad. It was just kind of like, yeah, that was all right. So we agreed to go on a second date. We decided to go for a picnic because it was summer and that seems like what you do. And he bought all the food and I bought a few drinks and we'd laid this like beautiful rug out by this like lovely river in the countryside and it was all going really nicely. We ate all the food and drank a lot of drinks and we're talking for ages and watching the river and yada yada. We're in the countryside and we've drank a lot and you know what the countryside does not have? Toilets. There's no toilets anywhere. Now I like to think that I've got a bladder the size of Lake Victoria. I have got a lot of space in there so I can go on whole nights out and not break the seal.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
I can't, yeah.
Like I can get home and then I'm going to like Niagara Falls it, but I can hold myself well. So before the date, I did think about this, but I was like, oh, it'll be fine. Like I can take at least like 40 litres of fluid. No, I can't. It turns out I cannot take that much. And he was talking and it was dark by then, but we got all these like little lights that we put out. And I was like, oh God, I really need the toilet so desperately. And he was talking and I was like starting to like blur my vision a bit because I was like, oh, I need the toilet. And I started to think like, could I just piss myself? Because I was thinking of my options. Like I sat on the grass, I was like, I could just wet myself into the grass and he would never know because it would just be in the grass. I realise this is disgusting. Katie's like holding it, just laugh, let it out. Katie's my friend, by the way, that's here in the room. It's not like my imaginary friend. So I was like, yeah, I think that if I do that, that's going to be gross and it will go all over my thighs. And then I was like, is there some way I could use the river to my advantage and like do a little wee in there? And I was like, probably not because I don't know what the current is like in there. And then I thought I'm just going to have to walk over to by the cars where the bushes are. I'm just going to have to pee in the bushes. I'll just say now, I have never, apart from that time and when I was like a very small child, weed outside. I'm never that girl that does that. Even in my uni days, I would never wee outside. I can always make it back to a toilet. So I was sort of aghast at the idea of having to like wee outside. Is it illegal to wee outside? I hope it's not. I hope this, like, I'm not going to get arrested for this video.
You're not going to get arrested.
We're talking and I'm thinking like that we've reached critical point now. Like I cannot go another minute. Otherwise I am just going to like, my bladder's going to explode inside my body and I'm going to have like major organ damage. So I've got to go. So I looked him in the eye and said, I have to go and make a phone call. And he was like, really? Now at 10:30? And I was like, yes, I have to call my dad about some urgent business right away. And he looked really confused, as you would look confused if your date, like we were mid-conversation. It was great. The banter was wonderful. And I was like, yeah, I just need to, I'm just going to go and make a phone call. So I took my phone and my handbag and I went off and I found like a hedgerow and I was wearing a dress, thank goodness. So I just like stood and weed, just one side, just went, yeah, this is undignified. I didn't have any toilet roll. I did have an old receipt in my handbag. So I just used the receipt and then I didn't want to throw the receipt on the ground, so I just folded the receipt up really carefully and put it back in my handbag. Then I returned to my date with my like parcel of piss in my bag, I guess, And he just said to me, "Did you just take a slash in the bushes?" And that's when I thought, I don't care that I just weed in a bush. I don't want to date someone that says, "Take a slash," to me. And I was like so indignant. I was like, "No, I did not. How dare you?" And he was like, "I think you did." And I was like, "I did not. How dare you?" And he was like, "I just watched you do it." And I was like, "You're disgusting. You're a disgusting pervert." And I did not do that. I'm calling a taxi and going home, and I never saw him again. But I did. He did see me do a wee in the bushes and potentially wipe myself on an ultra seat. I'm not proud of this, obviously. I'm not going to do this again. It was a desperate measure. In the comments, I'd really like to know what you would have done. I know the obvious answer is say that you want to go home and go home and go, but that's not an option. You can't pick that. You've got to either pick between just wet yourself or wee in the bushes or something else that's not just go home and find a toilet. I'd like to know. I'd like to know. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget all the links below and to pre-order my book, and I will see you again on, I think, Monday at 8 p.m. for another video. And next time it's going to be, let me have a little look. Oh, another dating one, but this time about dating a killer, an actual killer. I'll leave you in suspense on that. Thank you so much for watching. Use the hashtag LP Storytime if you want to talk about it on social, and I will see you soon. Bye!